Hi there, I'm Celeste. I'm a creative writing and empowerment coach and the owner and founder of the Arachne Project blog. And today I wanted to come back and do another tarot reading for you. The one I did for the full moon was a love reading, and I know a lot of you don't come here for love readings. So I thought I would come back and pull some more cards and see what comes up for the rest of you. Those of you who are new here, I read primarily for writers, but you could be any type of writer. Doesn't matter what you're writing. If you identify as a writer, you're welcome here. I do talk a lot about the creative journey and the creative process. I talk about resistance, and sometimes resistance comes in the form of our relationships with other people. We let those get in the way of our creative spark, and so that's why sometimes there are love readings here. I would love it if it were just career readings, but sometimes we got to get into the nitty-gritty of why we can't write. And sometimes that's because other people are in our lives having an effect on us. So what I do is I pull some cards and we look at where your resistance is coming from. We might look at some outside forces and some inside forces. And then we try to get to the bottom of like what's the best outcome that can come of this. And if you're resonating with it, I'll end with some advice. So that said, I'm going to just start pulling some cards like I do and see what kind of a story is coming out. And thank goodness it's not the Lovers this time. It's the Page of Pentacles. And then the Lovers. Seriously, can't make it up. Lovers doesn't have to be love, but we'll see. Whenever it comes out, I have to ask. Gotta wonder. Knight of Cups. 10 of Cups reverse. I'm going to clarify the Lovers really quick. I just want to get another card on that. Okay. I'm not getting strong like relationship energy out of this one like I was the other day. So we have the Page of Pentacles, we have the Lovers, the Knight of Cups, and the 10 of Cups reversed. And on the Lovers, I pulled the 9 of Wands, which is a sense of overwhelm and defensiveness. But what I think is going on here, what I'm seeing here is someone who is at the beginning of their journey. You're feeling like a Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is the adept or the messenger in the earth suit. So this is somebody who is not feeling exceptionally, you're not feeling like the flow is there. Like you're feeling maybe hesitant, like you're in a learning space. This can also be small offers. Could be somebody has received some sort of a small offer that they're not sure that they should take. So we'll see where that goes. The Lovers, and what I'm getting is that you had a lot of hopes for this project. If it is a creative project, you had a lot of hopes for it. But right now, like you were really in love with it, I guess is what I'm saying. But now you're feeling like you have to defend it. You're feeling like other people don't understand it. And like you are not, like you're not being understood, I guess. Thus the small offer or the hesitance. And then here's the Knight of Cups. I feel that this is you wanting to move forward with this project. Like you feel like you want to keep going forward with this project. But what you're really worried about is that is this the best I'm going to get? So, I feel very strongly that that's what this reading is about. You're afraid that this offer that you have is as good as it's going to get. And I think somebody doesn't understand. I really think somebody doesn't understand your vision for your project, or they just don't love it as much as you did. Like you were really, really excited about it. And this offer seems, it's just less than you hoped for. There's not a real sense of overwhelm, like upsettedness going on here, aside from this slightly overwhelming card here. And then this disappointment. That's what this is it's disappointment. What you're afraid of is that if you accept this offer or go forward with it, that you're not going to, maybe that there won't be another book or another project, or that it will limit your chances in the future. Or perhaps maybe you had something that was very heart-centered that would feel like completion, like you had a goal or like you were attached to some sort of outcome, and you know that outcome is not going to come directly out of this particular project. Like you're going to have to wait on this. So that could be what I'm hearing is, leaving your day job, or buying a new home, or buying something. This is heart-centered, so it's something like to have this thing would make you feel closer and more complete in your heart space. And so you're feeling like it's either delayed or that it's not going to happen. So that's the energy that I'm getting here. I want to look at what are some outside forces acting on this situation right now? Outside forces being other people or situations that are not within you. I'm seeing the Six of Wands, Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands, Judgment. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought we were going for. So the combination of these cards, we have the Six of Wands is sort of the public, like this is card about being in the public eye. And so there's something about being seen by others here. And you're worried about judgment. You're worried that people are not going to see you as worthy. And what I'm also seeing here is that you're very concerned. This could be envy. You're a little envious because the Judgment with the Victory can mean judging others in the public eye, because we are talking about others. And then we're talking about their other people's projects, like other people's worthiness. So I think that there's a little bit of why did this other project get this much attention? Why is mine not getting the attention that it deserves? And also with this, because it's outside influences, I'm getting this very solitary sense of you looking at individual other projects and just you're just kind of looking at what else is out there. And you're thinking, I think there might be a sense of everybody's more everyone's being respected more than me. Everyone's new projects are being received better than mine. You could be noticing that other people are getting public attention. It's not just necessarily you noticing, you being jealous, but there's actual evidence that other people are getting attention. What I see here is the bird is squawking here. So other people are talking up these other books or projects. and yours is not getting the attention, or you're afraid that yours won't get the attention that they're getting. And Cups and Wands are about heart-centeredness and passionate. So they're great cards for creativity, for when you've poured your heart into a project, or you've poured all of your passion into a project, and you're seeing other people getting the attention that you think that you deserve. Ace of Swords. Okay. So what was coming to me when I pulled that out was that this is a lie. It's a lie that you're telling yourself. That's your ego creeping in and telling you a lie. And the Seven of Wands. Like this is all, it's all about conflict. It's like how the ego creates strife in your mind. And that's how it kind of takes you off track. It pulls you out of your flow. It pulls you away from what is right for you. It pulls you into a space of negative self-talk, and which leads to bad beliefs about yourself that are going to discourage you from taking more chances. Like it puts you in the bad frame for taking more risks that you might need to take to be more successful next time. Page of Swords. Yeah, here is you holding back your voice. Like, I don't think there's the Ace of Swords here. This is not speaking. Not speaking. So you're keeping this close to your chest. Yeah, and this just flipped out. The Ten of Swords reversed. So you got a lot of swords here, but they're all reversed. They're all crossed energy. That's how I read reversals sometimes. Usually come across to me as crossed energy. And so a sword in the upright can mean speaking your truth. There's something mentally active about them. But when they're in the reverse, the mental action is harsh. It's unhelpful. It's unkind. And sometimes it's silent when being silent wouldn't necessarily be helpful. In this situation, I'm seeing that. Six of Pentacles. Because we're now back in your inner space. I don't know if I mentioned that, but we are back in your inner space now. You are out of exchange. You're out of... This energy has taken you out of the energy of offer, receive, and it's got you very stuck on, because you're not being grateful for what you are receiving, which is this offer. You are in a place where you're wanting to receive something that hasn't been offered. And therefore you can't close the cycle of give and receive, because what you're giving is, it's a lot of negative self-talk. Got the World. The Fool. Yeah. So what I'm seeing is that you're out of, I already said this, but it just demonstrates that you're out of the flow of the universal flow is what's happened here. You've gotten yourself kind of in a mental, like in a negative mental space that's keeping you from being able to receive the universal flow. And that is keeping you in a place of being like you're not willing, like the Fool is willing on the journey and you're not willing right now. You're not willing to accept what is less than what you think you deserve. Somewhere you know that's not right though. Some of the cards were saying that earlier, like you know that's not quite right, but that's kind of how you feel about it. King of Pentacles. So there's this huge worry about where you're going to be in the end. Like you're missing out. Like you're like, because this thing isn't happening for you, that it's never going to happen for you. You're not going to end up meeting your goals with your craft and with your, like, Pentacles is usually quite literally finances. So you're very worried about not hitting some goals financially. Like maybe you had a big vision or a big goal that you set where you were going to be earning a certain amount of money from your next set of your next book, or maybe your first book. Maybe you had something else in your heart about where that was going to go, and you're not there. Like you didn't get that offer because you got the Page of Pentacles, and so you're afraid that, oh, well, I'm never going to reach this level. So I'm going to grab a different deck because this is the energy that's coming out of this one now. And I want to switch up the energy a little bit. And what I want to get into right now is we know what you're bringing to the table in terms of negative thinking. And so I want to get into what's the best possible outcome of this situation. As is, if you don't pull yourself out, where are we heading? Five of Swords reversed, Queen of Swords reversed, Temperance. So Temperance is usually not a negative card at all. A Temperance is about patience. It's about being even keeled. But next to these cards, it's not really that nice. This is more like a very passive energy where you're not taking action that you need to take. The Five of Swords and the Queen of Swords in reverse, that's that negative mental space that we're talking about. And when you take it from the Five all the way to the Queen, then you're pretty, you're pretty rooted down in that energy. Like this is not nice self-talk, and it's probably not nice talk to others either. Like you're probably letting some of that out, although I think there's still this holding back, and I think that's what the Temperance is about. Like I think that you're like, it's not quite right, so you're holding back on that energy, trying to give it some space. That's like the best that can come of this is that without you changing the energy up a little bit, you're just going to find yourself muting yourself so that you don't say anything you're going to regret. You don't want anybody to hear you talking bad about yourself. You don't want anybody to hear you talking bad about other people who have what you want. And so you're just going to keep your mouth closed, but that doesn't make the situation feel better, So best possible outcome. That's if nothing changes. So let's get into a little bit of, I want to get into some external supporting forces. Who's helping you that maybe you can't see? What out there is available to help you? What can you sort of call upon in your life to help you pick this up? The Two of Swords reverse. Queen of Wands. Seven of Wands. What's coming to me, what I'm getting from this is friends. You need to talk to some friends that you can trust, someone you can trust. Because I'm seeing a friend who is willing to listen and let you be in that in-between space. Friends that can remind you of your creativity. Friends that can reflect that back to you. Seven of Wands. This is an intuitive reading of this card. It's not what this card usually means, but what I see here is all these wands, and this is you. They're holding you in this little bubble of light. They're protecting you. Friends. and their strength that they can offer you to rely on. You're the little lamb at the beginning of the conversation, and then these are your friends, and then at the end of the conversation they have you kind of pumped up to feel like this again. Okay. So yeah, so there's a strong message here to share this burden with people that you can trust. I would never encourage you to share this with anybody that is going to pop your bubble, or get on board with your like negative mindset, because they'll just take you straight into that energy that we talked about that you can't get out of, that you're already having trouble getting out of. You don't need anybody to keep you there. Okay. Strong message here for whoever needs it. If you want to know whether to go forward with this project or not, these are some favorable cards for sticking it out. And so we have the Sun and the Ace of Pentacles reversed. The Sun reverse is nothing negative about that. And the Ace of Pentacles is about you don't need to start something new. This is about planting new seeds. And they're saying no. They're saying you know what it takes here. But on the other hand, if you do decide to start something new, you're completely capable of writing another project. You're capable of carrying on and doing this again when you're done. It's not like never write another project. It's like right now, you don't necessarily need to worry about it, about your future projects. Like, just strongly saying, tend to the moment is what I'm hearing. Tend to the moment. Tend to what's in front of you. This Page of Pentacles offer that has you feeling a little undervalued maybe, it could turn out more valuable than it's looking. Yeah. Could turn out a lot more valuable. I want to pull some cards on, let's pull some more cards on the project itself. So this Page of Pentacles project, we've looked at how you're looking at other people's, how you're seeing yourself in terms of this, but let's look at the project itself. What do you need to know about the project itself, or the deal? Maybe not just the project itself, but the deal that's in front of you, the offer that's being made. What do you need to know about that? I'm seeing the Five of Cups, the World. Okay, so maybe this needs the Tower. Okay, so maybe this needs a major edit. I'm seeing a major edit here. Perhaps an intentional teardown of some aspect of the book. I'm just saying book because I'm a novelist. It could be another type of project. Insert your own type of project here. This could involve a major rewrite or a major edit. And maybe that's what's got you a little like looking at this sideways. Yeah. But what I'm seeing here is that if you can do this and like you can retain what was heartfelt about the project. Sometimes we resist edits or revisions. And again, if this part isn't for you, don't worry about it. The rest of the message can still be good. I want you guys to know that sometimes I'll go off on a little tangent that's meant for someone else. Someone needs to hear this. And if it's not for you, don't worry about it. We'll get back to your part soon. But for those of you that are looking at a big edit, what you're being guided here is that if you're looking at this and you're wondering, like, is it worth it? Should I do it? What they're saying is, can you retain the heart of what you were trying to do? That's a good question to ask yourself when you're being asked to make big change, or when you know that you have to make a big change. Can you retain the heart of it and still do what you're being asked to do. Because sometimes that can help us make a decision to say yes to changes or no to changes. And I'm thinking that somebody can. You're going to feel a loss. You're going to feel like some of your efforts are going down the drain, but you cannot forget that some of it is still good and solid and worth keeping and carrying on with. Don't get caught up in what you have to get rid of. Sometimes our edits change the entire picture of a story. But again, what's important here is, can you still say heart-centered on it? Can you let pieces of it go and still find the heart of it in it? I'll pull you through the rewrites. The Emperor. Yeah, you can. This is you saying, yes, I can. This is the person that you know how to plot, you know how to write, you know how to develop characters. So if you're going to tear it down, you're going to find that little piece of truth, the truth, and you're going to pull that thread through. All right, just a couple more things. Is there any other advice? Could be for this same writer or for another one that's watching. Any more guidance here? Yeah. So you're grieving something and you got to let go of that grief. And I don't know what that is for you. Maybe you're grieving the image of what you thought this was going to be. But what we're doing here is we're realizing this Hanged Man upside down here. This is the realization. That's a moment of enlightenment about this heartbreak. This is where heartbreak turns into love. Okay, this is, and when I say that, I mean it, I mean it metaphorically. I mean it in terms of the writer's journey. I mean it in terms of going from, like, this is releasing all of this angst that you felt about this, moving into this space of, okay, I'm ready to see this differently. And this is what it looks like when you see it differently. You can fall in love with the new vision for the story, and you can fall in love with the way that it's unfolding perfectly for you, just because it doesn't look like what someone else wanted it to look like. Like, relationships are like that sometimes, right? Like, we fall in love with the image of a person first, or what our idea of them is, and then we kind of like get a little bit torn up when the reality comes through, and then we fall in love with them again in a new light. That's what this is. This is falling in love with your project and with yourself as a writer in this new light that you have. Some oracle card guidance, because I know people like it. I like it. It helps me end a reading on a nice constructive note. Acceptance. We were talking about acceptance just now. Radical acceptance in the now opens the flow. Detachment. You need to detach from whatever that attachment that you had at the beginning of the reading. Whatever you were clinging to, you need to detach from that. That's what's causing the pain. That's what's causing this heartbreak. And when you can detach from those expectations that you have, that's when you're going to be able to move into acceptance. That's how you move into acceptance. Divine flow. And that opens you up to divine flow. Okay. That's the Lover's card that we just looked at. I'm going to pull some crystal guidance for you guys tonight. Let me see here. We have blue apatite. Blue apatite for your throat chakra. There's that thing about, there was a lot about truth in this reading. Not just speaking the truth, but owning it within first. And when you own it within, it's a lot easier to speak it, right? So there's something here about your honoring your truth and releasing some baggage. Blue apatite can help you release figurative and literal baggage. And let's see what else we have here. Rose quartz. The Lovers. In the sweetest sense. This is not just the lovers, like with another person. This is self-love, divine love. Okay. So those are your crystal helpers today, blue apatite and rose quartz. And thank you for joining me. I hope this reading was helpful. If you liked it, it's really awesome to see you liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. If any of my readings have helped you, please subscribe. Please share with a friend. And if you ever want to do some private coaching with me, I don't do private tarot readings, but I do one-on-one coaching. You can do regular like empowerment coaching where we work on resistance. We can talk about relationships with other people. Or you could do a soul session with me. And soul sessions are where I do a tarot guided coaching session. I pull cards and I call in all of my Reiki healing, crystal healing. We can talk about karmic bonds. We can talk about all those kinds of things that some of you really love. And then I usually follow up a soul session with some distant healing afterwards. So if you're interested in booking with me, that's in the description below. And I'll see you guys all later.